So today I'm going to be ranking all the bosses in Sonic Unleashed. I don't know why I'm doing this, I'm just kind of bored. And I thought it'd be interesting to rank all the Sonic Unleashed bosses, so here's the ranking. So at number 10 is Big Mother. I'm gonna count this as a boss fight because it is a bigger enemy and it has more health, but it's more of a mini boss, but I'm still gonna count it. There's nothing inherently wrong with this boss. I don't think it's bad or anything, but I just think it's a little too easy. It doesn't have a lot of variety in moves. I like the design, but I'm not talking about design, I'm just talking about like as a boss. It's just okay, and also you can cheese her very easily with the speeding needle attack. But other than that, it's just an okay boss. I'd say this is the worst one simply because it's not very interesting. So at number 9 is Dark Moray. I don't really know how you pronounce it, but I think this boss fight is kind of forgettable. It's not the most forgettable, but I think it's just it's just okay. My main problem with this boss is just kind of how long it is. It kind of drags. There is a way to do it faster, but most people aren't going to know how to do it. So it's not amazing. But what I do like about it is the design. I think it looks cool, but again, I'm not ranking these based off of the designs. I'm ranking these based off how they are to fight. The main gimmick of this boss fight is having to remove the ice from these like ice tanks and then throw it at the boss. But before you can even do that, you have to throw these tanks at those eels to remove this sort of like shield barrier. And you have to do it 3 times. 3 times. That's my main issue with it. It's just like it's doing too much, honestly. And there's more eels in the third part, in the third phase. And it's just the same over and over, but like there's more eels now. I've learned to like him, but for most people, this boss is just kind of mediocre. So that's why I think it belongs in number 9. Number 8 goes to Titan, and I really like this boss, but it's only in number 8 simply because it's a mini boss. It's not an actual like main boss, but as a mini boss, I think it's really good. By no means is it a perfect boss. I will say I think his hitbox is not very good. He can like do a bitch slap and it's gonna hit you from behind. I mean, it's ridiculous. But what I like about this boss is that it's actually challenging. Like you have to dodge, you have to use your shield. It actually forces you to use your shield. You don't have to use the shield, but it's kind of required if you want to be good at fighting him. That's why I think it belongs in number 8. Now for our first daytime boss, Egg Beetle. Let's be honest with ourselves. Most Sonic games don't really have great bosses. In fact, half of them are pretty bad. But I think this game was the first Sonic game to just have consistently good boss fights up until maybe the end of the game, but we'll get there. This boss fight, Egg Beetle, really does show off the power of Sonic and just how fast he is and like how strong he is. It's very cinematic, it's really to the point, and you kind of know what to do like instantly. But there's other iterations of this boss that are way harder that I do prefer. That's why I have this as the lowest, because there are better ones that are very similar. And when you know what to do, this boss is incredibly fast to beat and incredibly easy. But being easy is not inherently bad. This is an overall great boss. The only downside is that there are better ones, very similar to this one. Oh, and yeah, this is number 7. Now for number 6 is another daytime boss, which is right after the one we just talked about, which is the Egg Devil Ray. This one's very similar to Egg Beetle, but it's a little bit more challenging. This fucker shoots like lasers, and you have to dodge the lasers, and it shoots like little bullets. Kind of turns into like a bullet hell at some points. I like the aesthetic, I like the design, but I don't really have much else to say. It's just a very similar boss, but just like it's a fish and there's lasers and a whole bunch of crap. But the whole idea of the boss is very similar, which is going to be a running theme because a lot of these daytime Sonic bosses are very similar. But yeah, I think it goes at number 6. Number 5 goes to the Dark Guardian, and this is easily the most underrated boss fight of the game. Like, most people don't even know this guy fucking exists. That's why I think it is truly the most forgettable, because most people don't know him. But I do like this boss. It is extremely gimmicky to an extent. It is a gimmick boss, but I actually really like it. Having to push these blocks and have to worry about the enemies pushing it back, and also worrying about the bigger threat, which is the actual boss, is really cool. You have to like kind of multitask, which I actually like. And anytime you do push a block, you get a chance to kind of fight him a little bit before he goes down, and then you have to push another block. The real challenge is having to push the block and having to be careful with the enemies and these like fences moving up and down. It's challenging but incredibly fun to do, like really fast, and just overall it's just great. I mean, I especially like the design of the boss. I think it looks awesome. It could have been better. A more like one-on-one fight would have been a lot more cooler, but I actually like the gimmick because it's unique. It forces Sonic to use the pole pushing block mechanic, which you don't really get to use much throughout the game. And he's also the only boss that's around the same size as the Werehog. It's a really sick design, and I really like the big ass hammer. The only downside that I can think of is that it is a little slow when you don't know what you're doing, and it can be annoying, like the little fences that go up and down. Sometimes they take forever to go down. So that's like the one criticism that I can think of. But yeah, I like it, so I think it goes to number 5. Now for number 4 is the Egg Lancer, and this boss is very interesting, where I think it's the best daytime boss fight, but it is very similar, again, like I said, to the other ones. It's literally called Egg Lancer, and it looks almost identical to Egg Beetle. Like, it's very similar when it comes to design, but when it comes to like the gameplay, it is slightly different. As you can see right here, the camera kind of shifts and turns, and like there's a lot more obstacles to dodge, and almost all of it is mandatory. So it's not like in the other bosses you can kind of like skip them by like doing it really fast. You have to kind of go through these parts. You can still beat it relatively fast, but it's a bit more challenging, not by much, but I just like that it is a little bit longer and it's a little bit more challenging. But yeah, not much else to say, so I think it goes to number 4. And now for number 3, it's Dark Gaia. I am going to be combining both Dark Gaia and Perfect Dark Gaia because I'm honestly a little too lazy. The reason why the final boss is not number 1 is because the first half of the boss is honestly kind of dookie. The pacing is very slow, dodging the bullets is kind of boring. It's just very boring, and it's definitely way too slow. It looks really cool, like cinematically, but it's really not all that. And really the only saving grace is the parts where you're actually playing as Sonic and you have to do this like cool little obstacle course, which I think is really fun, and they get harder and harder, like 1 to 2 to 3. And it's a fun little challenge, and that's like the only saving grace of the first part of the boss. And now the main reason why it's so high, Perfect Dark Gaia. This is a really good boss fight. It's a little short, and you get to play as Super Sonic, which is obviously really cool, but I do wish it lasted a little bit longer, because this is the best part. Having to dodge Dark Gaia's attacks while you're fighting these eels is honestly really fun. It's a bit of multitasking. And I mean, just look at it. Does it not look fucking awesome? The camera's a little finicky, and it's not like the most interesting, but the music and it's just the aura, it really does carry it. And then you do some stupid quick time events, which they're not hard at all, and it again, cinematically, it's really cool. But it's kind of overdoing it, as you can see right here. I mean, just like, what are we doing, bro? Yeah, but overall, Supersonic definitely carries this boss fight. It's just really exciting, especially with the music. It's awesome. But as a boss fight, it could have been a lot better. But overall, I think it deserves the number 3 spot. And now for numero dos, the second best boss fight is Dark Gaia Phoenix. This is honestly kind of crazy considering this is the first Werehog boss fight. It's just an all-around just great boss, having to throw these it's honestly, people don't like gimmicks, but I think this is a great gimmick. It's probably the only boss of the game that actually handles the gimmick really well. Either way, half the time you're just punching his ass and doing these cool ass QTEs. Like, this is how you do QTEs in video games. It has to be quick and snappy, and it has to look fucking awesome. And then it gets harder and harder. You have to throw more water at him, and then just like, it's just the shits. I really do like it, and I especially love the design of the boss. But again, we're not talking about that. We're just talking about how fun is it to fight, and it's incredibly fun to fight. I love speedrunning it. I love just like pretty much abusing this bird and just, I mean, look at this. Is this not animal abuse? Yes, it is, but it's fucking awesome.
They call me Sonic, 'cause I am faster than sound. I keep on jumping around. Blue Hedgehog Sonic, with incredible speed, I'm moving my feet.
It's Egg Dragoon, and it's not even close. Now, I am a little biased considering I love the track that plays in this boss fight, but it's not just that. It's really fun. It's probably the most fun boss fight. It's not too short. It's not like extremely easy. It is easy, but not too easy. It's very cinematic, and it's not just Egg Dragoon. You also have to worry about enemies from time to time that they spawn in. The reason why I think it's the best one, because I can't really think of a bad thing about it. That's why I think it's the best one, because usually every other boss that I've talked about has at least had one bad thing about it. This one doesn't really have one. From start to finish, it is just an all-around great boss. Honestly, a perfect boss, I might even say. In the second phase of the boss fight, you're actually falling down to the core of the earth. Like, how is that not cool as fuck? And also, the lines that Eggman says, like the lines, like he really wants to kill you. Like, this is it. Like, he has no other intentions. He wants to kill you, and that's it. Yeah, it's just a great boss. I don't really have much else to say. It really is just like, from start to finish, you really can't go wrong. So that right there is the best boss of Sonic Unleashed. So that about does it for this video. I don't know why I did this. I just thought, why not? I mean, I like this game a lot. This was unscripted, as you can tell. It was not really well done. Like, I was just kind of saying shit. But, you know, it was just for fun. I really just do this for fun. I'm not doing this for any sort of success or anything of that. I'm just bored, and like, I just want to do something that I feel like I thought would be fun, and it was fun. This was a lot of fun to make. And again, very low effort. You know, who cares? No one's gonna watch this, so like, what's the point of putting effort on it? But thank you for watching. For like the one person that is watching it, and that's it. So yeah, see ya.
Hey yo, what the fuck?